Hey everybody, what is going on? It's Kujo and I have some edited Infinite Warfare for you guys today. So I haven't played the campaign yet. All I've played is the multiplayer, and honestly, I have some very negative thoughts about it. But for starters, we'll start with the pros with the Infinite Warfare multiplayer for you guys. So I mostly focus on hardcore team deathmatch, and that's where I shine the most. So I'll just explain why I don't like this, but I'll also, throw out the positives of the game as well. So for the pros, I've noticed that in my time playing this, that some of the maps seem actually larger than in any of the other Call of Duties that have been recently released, and it may be because of all the corners and uh, open doorways and stuff like that that you can walk around in and explore and stuff like that. There's never a room with only one doorway in it now, which is both a positive and a negative. If you're like some of my friends and you like to camp, that's not so good. But if you're like me that likes to run around and just shoot at stuff, then it's probably a positive. But anyway, so that leads me to my next bullet, that it's hard to camp in this game because of the vast doorways. You can camp around corners, but you're going to get found. In fact, you get flanked pretty easily in this game, and it's kind of hard to actually get a kill streak, which I don't know if that was their goal for the developers, but that's exactly what they got. In fact, I only got probably about a 3 or 4 kill streak before I actually died. And I'm not like a professional or anything at this game, but it kind of sucks to like regular players. Like if you're good at Call of Duty and you get killed every 5 seconds because there happens to be somebody right around the corner waiting for you. Another positive thing is in hardcore they now have made it possible to hear callouts from some of the other players. So if somebody gets sniped, you hear one of your friendlies yell "sniper, look out" and stuff like that. So those callouts are helpful for hardcore. You don't have to be in a party in order to hear people tell you that there's somebody waiting around the corner for you and stuff like that. Another thing would have to be the no friendly killing anymore. If you do shoot a friendly, you instantly die, and it says friendly fire will not be allowed, which is kind of nice. It prevents people from trolling, and it prevents you from getting kicked from the game for killing. I have actually not been kicked yet for trying to kill a friendly. I've only, shot somebody once and I instantly died from it. So it just prevents people from killing you on accident or purpose. So another positive is, yeah, it's got some new guns. It has some new specialists. I mean, the specialists, some of the things are still the same, with the active camo. There's specific, there's like one that reminds me of the Purifier from Black Ops 3, if you guys haven't played that one. It's a character that you can run around with that literally shoots a blowtorch with fire coming out, except this one is more of like a cannon of energy or whatever, but it's kind of the same principle, but it's something a little different at least. Now for the cons, like I said earlier, there are too many corners, and it's easier to be flanked rather than to wait around the corner for somebody and catch them off guard. And because of the too many corners, some of the maps actually seem a lot more condensed, so it's harder to actually pinpoint when an enemy is coming by and things like that. Another big serious problem that I have with this game is the spawns are everywhere. You spawn in, you get killed. I have a serious, in fact, a couple of times I have been running along and an enemy has spawned right in front of me and has killed me right away. I don't deem that as very fair. In fact, there are some games that I've played where the spawns are literally right next to each other and it's just a total bloodbath within the 5 seconds of the game starting. So I feel like back when the good old days when the spawns were on the opposite ends of the map, it was the way to go. I don't know if maybe that's something that's going to get fixed, but for now it's deterring me from playing the game too much because I can't even get a kill streak. So anyway, another negative thing I'd have to say is probably the customization of guns with like the paint jobs and stuff like that. The ones you earn from getting your specific medals and stuff like that, they're pretty boring. There's really not much there that I think is super cool. Everything you have to get that looks pretty awesome is actually from the quartermaster. So you have to get those specific keys to unlock things from the quartermaster, which 9 times out of 10 you don't get exactly what you want until, you know, you prestige 4 or 5 times and then you finally get it. But now everybody has it. So that's one thing that kind of sucks. Because of the too many corners and it's harder for people to camp, there's really no point in sniping. I mean, yeah, you can quickscope people, but there's no point in doing that if there's nowhere for you to hide in order to reload and stuff like that, which really sucks. There are still people that will lay prone outside of the spawn, but like I said, with the spawns everywhere, that person probably didn't get very many kills. So, another thing I've noticed is, like, it feels like the game is almost incomplete or it's missing something. I don't really enjoy the game like I used to back in the good old days. In fact, I actually like Black Ops 3, and that game was actually pretty fun, but I just can't get into Infinite Warfare. And then the last one I said earlier was constant flanking, where you spawn in and may go into a corner, and you get flanked from either side from enemies. So, overall, I don't really feel like this game is anything like Call of Duty. It's way too futuristic for me. I mean, I know that's kind of all the rage right now is, you know, futuristic gameplay, including, like, exoskeletons and robots and stuff like that. And that's cool and all, but it's just been done so many times. It's literally like zombie movies. There's so many of them that you can't tell which ones are good and which ones aren't. So it's getting to be a downer when you're like, oh, great, another futuristic multiplayer first-person shooter. Doesn't seem like anything's changed. I also feel like this game was probably rushed by the developers in order to make more money, which really sucks. I feel like if you don't put a whole bunch of effort into it, and maybe they did put a whole bunch of effort into the game, but I don't feel like they did, and I'm kind of upset that I bought this game, and the only reason I bought it was for the remastered version of Call of Duty, which sucks. And I honestly like that better than Infinite Warfare. I would have to say that Infinite Warfare and Call of Duty Ghosts were my 2 least favorite games, which a lot of people told me that that's the exact same way they think about Call of Duty 2, would be Infinite Warfare and Ghosts, which really sucks because I've put a lot of money into this group, and I feel like, you know, they could have done better. Maybe they, like I said, maybe they did try their best, and maybe they couldn't do what they wanted to because there was somebody up there at the CEO desk that was like, oh, well, you know, I want it done this way, that's how it's gonna be done. In fact, I feel like, based on everybody I've talked to, the remaster is actually way better and was what everybody wanted to buy. So that extra $20 for the remaster, so you literally spent $80 for a game that only, you know, you don't even, you like play the $60 one, you play the one that's only $20, which kind of sucks, but that's the way it is. So, I will possibly do the campaign for this game. I never did the Black Ops 3 campaign. I mean, maybe I did a couple of missions in it, but I never got into it the way I did with with Advanced Warfare. That was the last campaign that I actually played for Call of Duty games. So I may do this one, but if I do, it's going to be a Twitch stream. I'm going to try and get it done within a day. I don't really want to spend too much time on it. I may do some multiplayer gameplay videos for you guys, but don't expect me to. I'll try to, but the way this game is right now, I have lost a lot of enthusiasm for it. I'll probably end up focusing mostly on the Call of Duty remaster instead, which seems to be what a lot of people are doing, is they play that game instead of this one and hone in on their skills that way. So anyway, you guys, that's exactly how I feel about the game. This is all based on opinion. I didn't like go into statistics or anything like that. This is just how I feel about it, and this is an explanation as to why there hasn't been too much Infinite Warfare gameplay on my YouTube channel. So if you guys have any questions, or if you want to leave some thoughts about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'll try to respond to you. But I've said my piece about it, and I feel like a lot of people think the same way I do about this game. I'm not going to give up on Call of Duty. I will keep trying to be optimistic about the next game that they come out with, but as of right now, the way things are looking, I'll focus mostly on the remasters, and I'll probably actually start playing the older games that have now become backwards compatible for Xbox One. So, anyway, you guys, that's the way I feel about this, and I hope you guys enjoyed my little talk session. I feel like I've been kind of holding back on this just because I wanted to give the game a little bit more of a chance, but it hasn't really improved at all for me. So that's going to be it for this video. I will see you guys all in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed it. So see you guys later. Bye!